Nate gotta go. I hope he dies. Here's hoping. You know, I can call the sheriff. You know, I can get the thing. I'm gonna call the sheriff on the phone. Is it Derek? Is it Derek? Because you always talking about the sheriff, bro. It's like, are you a deputy on the cool? Like, why? What you always dropping the sheriff name for, Cal? Cassie, call me, bro. Cause you need guidance, my baby. Got the little fluffy sleeves with the gingham, the blue and white gingham with the little tie in the front. And she got some boots on. Look like she about to turn the hell off some butter. Okay, I just popped my cherry like 3 months ago, and I got to be somebody's daddy. How we get here so fast, right? Life come at you fast, baby Cal. Her little sister is sitting there, and Gia's like, Rue, are you high? And Rue was like, I mean, listen, how you defining high? Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel, Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny ranch reviews and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. And today we're here to talk about Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3, Ruminations, Big and Little Bullies. Apt title. So we get to learn a lot about old funky Cal in this episode, right? And the episode opens up, it's like the late 80s, you know what I'm saying? They playing a little In Excess on the tape deck, okay? Rest in peace to Michael Hutchins, okay? And shout out to NXS, okay? I Need You Tonight is still a bop to this day. I'm an MTV kid, I'm a BET kid, so I watch all the videos, okay? All the genres. We get to learn that Cal had a best friend named Derek, and they were on the wrestling team together. And throughout the course of their interactions together, we kind of see that Cal has like a little vibe, okay, with Derek. They do everything together. They ride around in Cal's Jeep. And there was a really interesting scene in the beginning of the episode where Cal and Derek are in Derek's room and they're on his bed talking about stuff that guys talk about, okay? And the daddy, Cal's daddy, comes in and is like, Derek, get out. The guy that they got to play Cal's dad looked like he would actually do that in real life. Like the casting director for this show, 2 snaps, because he looked like a terrible ass person. I don't trust people with buzz cuts. I'ma just say that right out the gate. My bad to the buzz cut community. Oh, Cal's dad asked him to stand up. And I was like, you about to whip him? Like, I was like, oh. Cal's dad was picking up on the vibes too, which is why he was so mean to Cal and didn't want Derek around, and he wanted Cal to stand up so he could see if he had a little pitch in his tent. And I was like, Daddy, first of all, boundaries. Second of all, inappropriate. You gotta remember, babies, this is the late 80s. In the late 80s, we was still on that man and a woman, 2.5 kids, station wagon in the suburbs. You get a job, you got a pension, you retire, and you watch the grandkids. That's it. You know, it wasn't like how it is now, and parents have the bandwidth to understand kids' sexual identities and that, you know, sexuality is fluid. Nah. So we see why Cal had to repress himself. So Cal knew that, and he was like, you know what, let me go ahead and give me a little girlfriend. I like girls. I think it's, you know, they cute. You know what I mean? I'll do that, you know. So he saw a little girl at school. She had her boobs all pushed up, and she was like, you know, and they got together. And, you know, she gave him his first little BJ, and he just was like, it's a whole new world like Jasmine, okay? I am on a magic carpet. This girl done put my penis in her mouth, and I am just ready to go, okay? I'm about to love this girl forever. And so because of that, he was able to, you know, kind of get his dad off his back. Him and the girl started having sex on the regs, okay? A scene that I did find that was interesting was Cal and Derek were in the locker room, and Cal was telling Derek how he likes to go down on his girlfriend, right? And so Derek was like, that ain't really my thing, bro. And when he was coming out of the locker room, Derek gave Cal's girlfriend this like, bitch, like this look. And I was like, And the girlfriend noticed it too. And she was like, what the hell are you looking at me like that for? I don't even know you like that. What you got beef for me for? And so she was watching it, and she was picking up on the vibes too, okay? So they had this little wrestling match or whatever, and Derek basically won the bout or whatever. Is it a bout or a round? I don't. And he was like, I don't eat pussy. And I was like, all right. There has been, you know, this like tension between Cal and Derek ever since whenever the hell, because whenever they riding around in that little Jeep now, Cal be checking Derek's legs out. He be trying to see what's in them little trousers, in them little cutoff jeans. So we see that, and it doesn't appear that Derek sees Cal checking him out that way. So we know, you know, what time it is with Cal, but we don't know about Derek just yet. But when that scene hit, when Derek was looking at the girlfriend like, keep your vagina out of my man's mouth.
We got action.
Starting off real early, okay? So they graduate from high school and Cal goes to pick up Derek like on a sneak tip in the middle of the night. And I'm on the way to wherever they were going. It starts to rain and they like all excited about it and they like singing in the rain and stuff. And I'm like, bro, your stereo about to be towed down. They go into this bar and it's a gay bar, okay, on the outskirts of town. And they go in and they like drinking and, you know, they having shots and they play Never Tear Us Apart by NXS is a bop. Do you hear me? Doom, 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 doom. You were the that's a bop. It's been a bop since the 80s. It's going to continue to be a bop. Rest in peace to Michael Hutchins, okay? So they are like dancing to this song and at first it's like really playful and like really like and then it starts to get really like sweet, bruh. It was the sweetest little scene. They start like slow dancing and they got the disco ball on them and they feel very much free to kind of lean into the feelings that they've been having since who knows when, okay? And they give each other like a little kiss, right? A little smoochy smooch. And they like, ooh. And then neither one of them said anything, so they went on ahead and went on in. Okay, they started making out and they were like slow dancing in the middle of the floor, but the song with the disco lights, and you know Euphoria got some fire ass lighting already, you know what I'm saying? It was a vibe. It was a vibe. And I just kept thinking, like, imagine what Cal could have been if he wasn't raised by who and when he was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might have been okay, because he didn't, when he was a kid, he did not seem like an asshole. He didn't seem like a psychopath or like a murderer at all. He didn't seem like he would kill me and wear my skin for like some socks or something when it's cold outside, right? And so he has this really great experience with Derek, and the next day he wakes up and gets a phone call from his girlfriend and she's like,
hey, how you doing? You good? Quick little something. I took 3 pregnancy tests, all them things is positive, so.
This is the late 80s, so prime time, like go to college, make all the coins time, right? But it was also really very much a traditional time. Like if you got somebody pregnant, we was still on that y'all gonna go ahead and get married kind of vibe, unless you didn't wanna go take care of that situation, right? And so that's where we see Cal end up with his wife. He gets the news that she's pregnant. He is devastated and he looks so sad, bro. Very layered in his emotions in that. It's like, damn, I just had this like beautiful awakening moment and maybe me and Derek could be together. I feel guilty probably maybe. And then this girl talking about I gotta raise a family. I just popped my cherry like 3 months ago and I got to be somebody's daddy. How we get here so fast, right? Life come at you fast, baby Cal. You know, we didn't really get to see how he developed into the asshole that he currently is, but it just seems as though, you know, the fact that he can never live his truth ate his ass up. I have a theory that the fucking sheriff that he always mentioned, well, you know, I can call the sheriff, you know, I can get the thing, I'm gonna call the sheriff on the phone. Is it Derek? Is it Derek? Because you always talking about the sheriff, bro. It's like, are you a deputy on the cool? Like, why? What you always dropping the sheriff name for, Cal? All right, so now we get to Rue, and she is in her room dancing to Bobby Darin, child. Now, why that girl chose a song from before her mama was born to dance to, listen, I don't know, but, you know, I be jamming to Earth, Wind and Fire sometimes. Who am I to judge, child? I just know she was high as a kite. I knew that none of what she was doing was what she was actually doing. And we don't really get to see what her life looks like to other people. We just get to see what her life looks like through her eyes. So through her eyes, she was like, oh, I'm killing this shit. She's going in the kitchen to make herself like a little glass of milk or whatever. And I was like, thank God she drank it, child. Because I be worried about her hydration and her nourishment, okay? Because I don't never see her eat nothing. She don't never eat nothing. So I was glad she was drinking that milk, child. Her little sister is sitting there and Gia's like, Rue, are you high? And Rue was like, I mean, listen, how you defining high? Like how we determining what you consider high? Like you would have to tell me a little more about that. Because I mean, who's to say what's high, right? Obviously she high, child. So now we get to do Rue's, you know, when Rue goes into her mind bank, child, and does this little scene where she's in the classroom and she's talking about how to kind of get your family off your back. You gotta figure out a way to like get them off your back so you can just go ahead and be high in peace. The one thing that people that get high want to do is be left the hell alone. Let me go ahead and get high, okay? Don't be asking me no questions. Don't be asking me about my whereabouts, my health, my concern, my Now, I remember she did this last season, but the person at the little clicker button was Jules. And I say, oh, Elliot got the little clicker button this year, huh? Rue. So she's talking about ways in which to get your people off your back. You gotta like make them feel like it's their fault. You gotta gaslight them. You gotta throw them off your scent. She had a very well thought out plan. And I swear, if she could just use her mind for good and not evil. And she's like having this really great scene with her sister Gia, played by Storm Reed. Girl, call me. We'll go get some french fries or something. Gia did a really good job in this scene expressing like the frustration of being a family member of like a drug addict, right? Like it's very, very difficult. And that poor baby has seen and been through a lot. And you could tell she was like, they were fighting in the hallway, child, and pushing each other and shoving each other. And I definitely thought G was about to give Rue a quick two-piece, like a little. It was like a great scene between the two of them, kind of showing Rue manipulating Gia, and we know that because she's telling us straight up in these little scenes that she's doing with Elliot with the little click or whatever, that she's straight up manipulating her sister and her family and her friends. And she's like, I'm gonna just tell everybody I'm just smoking weed. Like they're gonna be all right with me smoking weed, you know, as long as I'm not doing like nothing heavy. But on the cool though, I'm actually gonna be doing the same thing I've been doing the whole time. They just gonna be grateful that I'm acting like crazy or whatever, and they gonna think it's weed, and they just gonna leave me alone because I'm not doing like coke or like Federline. Girl, not Federline. Kevin Federline. Girl, Britney Spears was doing Federline back in the day, child. That she's not doing fentanyl. I get on my nerves, yeah. I swear her blog, I get on my nerves. Also, we see her, you know, kind of manipulating Jules as well. And she's talking about how, you know, she smoked weed, and that's why she forgot to tell Jules that she met Elliot. And, you know, Jules is like, nah, don't like it. I don't like him. He wanna smash, okay? I already know these things, all right? And Jules is not wrong. Jules knows what she knows. Now, one thing Jules is not is a fool. If you don't sit it on down. Up to this point, we really don't know what, you know, Rue's never really discussed her sexuality before. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. We've not seen Rue with a guy, so we don't know what time it is with Rue. Not that that's our business, child, but I'm just trying to know. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to see something right quick. So then we get to like a real life interrogation, not like in Rue's mind, like a real life interrogation. I don't know how they got this baby set up like this, but Jules, Rue, and Elliot are in a room, and Jules flashes a spotlight, like a lamp, in his face. You want to sleep with Rue, or what's up? Like, what's good? And I really, really, really like Elliot. He's so smart and like has dry humor. He's well aware of what he looks like on the outside, and he knows he has face tats, and he a little, you know, grimy or whatever, but he's like a cutie pie, right? Rue and Jules are like kind of asking him questions and like interrogating him, and that's a really, really great scene. Jules tells Elliot how many people she's slept with, and he makes like a joke like, damn, like you might have like a little mental illness, you might want to go like see about that. But he also makes her know that he's like, I'm not judging you, I don't really care or whatever. And so that kind of breaks the ice between Jules and Elliot. Elliot also says that he's slept with men and women. You remember how when you used to watch like Dawson's Creek, and like Dawson and Pacey and like everybody else used to be like talking like 42-year-old people. They used to use like 3-syllable words and like make quips and stuff on a boat. Like I used to be like, who out here talking like this? Like what grown ass man wrote this line for this little child like this? Like does everybody on this island have a PhD in logic? Like, what are y'all talking about? It's kind of like that, but with personality with the kids on this show. Because these kids got all the personality, okay? Kat went to school dressed like a dominatrix, and everybody was like, oh, hey, Kat. Ain't nobody say nothing. So now we see Rue and Jules riding their bike, you know how they do. And Rue rides, is like trying to catch up to Jules. And, you know, Jules has healthy lungs. Like, she's not completely damaged her lungs. Rue's, on the other hand, Rue's lungs probably look like brisket, all right? Jules is like rolling on her bike, and Rue is trying to catch up, and she cannot. But who does she ride next to is Cal with his raggedy ass in his truck. And they lock eyes, and Rue is like, and then Cal takes off in his truck. So now we get to, you know, Rue catching up with Jules. You know, they start to kind of kiss or whatever, and Rue kind of starts to, you know, give Jules a little hand job, okay? That's like the first time that I can recall them two having like a sexual something. You know, it seemed like they getting a little spicy, okay? And so now we cut back to the school, and we see all three of them hanging out, right? Jules, Rue, and Elliot. And they seem like they about to be like a little Three Musketeers wreaking havoc at the high school. We also see Lexi, who I'm loving her this season, okay? Love me some All That Apatow, okay? I've been watching her since she was in her daddy movies when she was little, her and her little sister, okay? She's like, hey, Vice Principal Ramirez, I want to do a play. And the principal like, yeah, all right, cool. And so he just gives her permission to do a play, right? And so Lexi is like, hell yeah. Lexi realized, okay, that she's not the doer, okay? She's the watcher, okay? She know about all the tea. She knows about all the ins and outs. And, you know, I'm not mad at that. Everybody has to have their own lane. Lexi know one thing for sure. She about to put this play on, okay? She about to get this play together. She about to write this script, okay? The way that they frame it is like she feels like she's like a actress in a play that is her life, but it's not her life, if that makes sense. It's like she's just involved in like a scene. It just can't be her life, because Lord have mercy. It's like a really cool little scene where Lexi is like the director of this play, and she's like calling the shots and, you know, telling people what to do. And I really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was really creative, the way that they framed it. They did interviews with her friends, or also known as the actors, in this play about her life, and like show behind the scenes with like cameras and extras and boom mic dudes. This show is really, really smart in the way that they break up all these children stressing my life out. You know, we be overlooking little Lexi, okay? And it's over for that, right? So I'm interested to see what that play gonna be like, child, because if she's writing a story about her life, but all the people in it, she's gonna tell like their stories, people gonna be able to put that together. Are they gonna go beat Lexi up? So now we get to catastrophic Cassie. I have real trouble with her. She needs therapy. Nate and she have been meeting to have sex every Friday night, okay? And at school, Nate ignores her. You understand me? I'm talking about two ships passing in the night, baby. So she has been saying to herself, if I get up at 4 a.m. and completely scrub all my skin off and exfoliate and peel and put a mask on and a laser beam on my eyebrows and like do my hair different ways and wear these clothes and stuff, that he's gonna pay attention to me. And at first she was like, really, you know, she really enjoyed like the pampering of herself and taking time to see this thing that she's doing come to like fruition. And Nate don't pay no attention, okay? As that progresses, as she keeps getting ignored, she kind of feels like, I'm not doing enough, okay? It ain't about the pampering no more. I'm working out here. This is my job. Her job was to be ready whenever Nate decided he wanted to put his eyeballs anywhere in her general direction. She even went so far as to dress like Maddie, with a Maddie half up, half down, with a Maddie sideburn, you know, baby hairs, with the exact same outfit as Maddie had on, down to the shoes. That's the one time that Nate did give her like a little 2% of a look, and she was just completely delighted. You hear me? I'm talking about desperate.
Dear Desperado.
Cassie, call me, girl. I will definitely mentor you and tell you, fuck all that. Okay, who have the time Girl, you know how much sleep I wanted to get in high school? Waking up at 4 in the morning. It ain't been nothing I wanted to do besides make an early flight that got me up at 4 in the morning. Child, I have never. That baby was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to completely exfoliate her whole aura. That girl took off every layer of skin she got. Cassie, call me, bro, cause you need guidance, my baby. So then we get to, you know, they having a sleepover. And Elliot is in the bed sleeping, and Rue and Jules are on the floor, and they, you know, making out and kind of humping on each other and stuff. And, you know, Jules is like wanting to take it a little further. You know what I'm saying? She want to go ahead and show Rue what that mouth do. She wanting to. You know what I'm saying? She want to. You know what I mean? You know, Rue is not with it, and she don't want it. Now we cut to Rue, who's, you know, of course, doing what Rue do. You know what I'm saying? What is Rue gonna do? She gonna get high. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. He, you know, uses the last of the whatnot, right? And she's like, damn, I need to figure out a way where I could get some drugs for free. Like, I need to work it out. And she's like, you know what? I got a goddamn plan. So she goes to Fez, and she's like, Fez, listen, I got a plan. I know what I could do. And I could just be able to, like, you know what I'm saying, do my thing if you just give me $5,000 worth of drugs, like, front that to me. And then, you know what I'm saying, we gonna make some money. And Fez is like, girl, if you don't get the hell out of my face, hell the fuck no. Okay? You realize you a dope fiend, huh? So you telling me you want me to give a dope fiend $5,000 worth of drugs? Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Cause getting high on your own supply never happens, huh? Alright, bet. You know a dope fiend come up with all kind of, you know, wild ass ideas. Now also I want to put a little side note here. Did they forget about Faye? You know how in the first episode they ain't never come back for Ashtray? Are they ever gonna come back for Faye? Like, Faye is just at the house getting high and eating and asking dumbass questions, even though some of her questions not that stupid, but she just be looking stupid. We get back to Lexi, and Lexi's in the bathroom talking to Rue, and she's like, girl, I want you to read my play. And Rue is like, yeah, girl, send it to me. In comes Cassie. Okay, now need to understand why she thought looking like Dolly Parton little sister was gonna be a vibe for her. Got the little fluffy sleeves with the gingham, the blue and white gingham with the little tie in the front. And she got some boots on, look like she about to turn the hell off some butter, okay? And so, you know, Rue is like, hey, you dressed for the, you auditioning for the play? Like, that's why you got that on? And Cassie's like, what play? And then Lexi's like, oh yeah, the drama club doing Oklahoma, because the drama club is actually doing Oklahoma. But Lexi is doing something different. She's not doing Oklahoma, because she said she played out. Okay, I don't want to have no more wind come sweeping down the plane. Okay, Cassie's like, why do I look like I'm dressed like I'm from Oklahoma? And then Rue is like, well, if you're not auditioning for, why would you have that on if you're not in a I don't understand. Like, what? Maddie and somebody else come in, and Cassie's like, do I look like I'm auditioning for a play called Oklahoma? It was like, well, why the hell else would you have that on if you're not auditioning for a play set in the plains? Like, what you talking about? And then she was like, is that a good or a bad thing? And Maddie was like, bitch, I know you lying. I know you lying to me. And in her mind, she's like, I've been sleeping with Nate, and I don't care what you say, because we're in love and we're gonna have babies, and I love you and he loves me, and blah, 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 blah. But I ain't gonna lie though, old girl who played Cassie, she casted the hell out of that scene, baby. Her little lip was quivering and everything. I was like, girl, you had felt that in your spirit. You hear me? So now we cut back to Rue, who goes to the teacher drug lady and like does like a little PowerPoint presentation down there. She got like on a suit jacket and shit. Like, she going to an interview and she's like, hey, I got a proposition for you. What if I hire some people to run drugs for you, and we pay them $500 a month, but in order to get access to this, I have the access to their phones and the cloud. And the teacher's like, yo, that's a good ass idea, girl. You want me, you know what I'm saying? You want to try to do a little business? I'm gonna give you $15,000 worth of drugs. And Rue was like, well, let's start a little slow, okay? And the drug dealer teacher was like, all right, well, I'll give you, $7,000. And Rue was like, bet. And she was like, yeah, so you pay them $1,000 a month. This case is worth 20. You sell it for this. I'ma get this. You get that. We gonna re-up in a month. Like, it was real drug dealery, right? And I was like, boy, y'all be doing some quick math in the drug game, huh? I'd be like, wait, can I get a little, let me just pull my phone out, y'all. I'm not good at mental math. And before she was leaving, the teacher was like, listen, baby, how you doing? If you screw me over, I'm gonna hire some people to kidnap you and sell you into human trafficking. So just do with that information what you will. Yeah? Now, I'm worried for Rue, because Rue is gonna smoke up whatever that is in that suitcase, okay? Rue is able to get out of there scot-free with buku drugs. And I'm like, Lord, you gonna die, girl. Shit. All right, now here we got the showdown, okay? Cal sitting his dumb self outside of Fez's house. And I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, what you trying to get surveillance? Like, what you trying to accomplish, baby? That's a whole drug dealer. Like, he a drug dealer. Like, so he meets up with Ashtray. And we know Ashtray. That baby don't have no good sense. You know, Fez is like, say, bro, you went to my job and now you at my house. What can I assist you with? Like, what you want? Cal is like annoying Ashtray, who was standing next to him at gunpoint, right? The questions that Fez is asking, Ashtray don't like the answer. Proceeds to beat Cal in the head with the butt of the gun to the point where the blood is streaming from his head into his eyeballs and he can't see. Cal thinks that Fez knows about everything that he's been doing. So he basically snitches on himself. And Fez is like, boy, I don't know what you're talking about. So Cal is like, listen, I didn't know she was 17 when I slept with her. And Fez is like, slept with who? And he was like, Jules. And you know Fez can't call Jules. He got to call her Jewel. He was like, you slept with Jewel? And Cal was like, I ain't know she was 17. I just want the tape back. And Fez was like, you recorded yourself sleeping with Jewel? And Cal was like, listen, I didn't know. I just want the tape back. I don't want no smoke. Fez was like, are you talking about Jewel that Nate is in love with? Cal had the worst, like, I know you lying look on your face. It was a lot of emotion in this scene. Fez is like, I don't give a damn about you sleeping with nobody. I don't care about you or your son. Already whipped your son's ass off GP. Oh, go ahead and get the fuck up out of my house, right? So he had to pull Ashtray to the side because, you know, Ashtray was ready to let it work. Cal stumbled his dumb ass out to his truck with a skull fracture and a concussion, all for nothing. Now we get back to the Three Musketeers, Elliot and Jules and Rue, and they're waiting on Rue. So it's Elliot and Jules, and they having like a conversation, and you know, you can kind of see like maybe a little vibe starting between Jules and Elliot too. There's a little kind of starting between Elliot and Jules, which I'm not mad at it, but I don't really want it though. Now we're closing out the episode. We see that Catastrophic Cassie is, you know, dressed up with her, ready to go, and she, you know, it's Friday and she going to meet Nate, and she's going outside to wait for him because she go to wait on the street in the middle of the street like a dummy. And he texts her and is like, hey, something came up, can't meet you, sorry, babe, all right. And Cassie's feeling stupid because she's stupid. And then we see Lexi at the auditions for her play, which a ton of people have showed up to audition for. One of them being Kat's boyfriend who is auditioning, and Lexi looks completely enamored, child. I want to see something. What's going to be up with that? We see what came up with Nate, child. He done got some flowers and went over there by Cassie's babysitting job, and she lets him in. So I don't know if he's doing that to get the tape, you know, the recording of his dad back to blackmail him with, or if he really wants to like help his dad, or if he really just want to get back with Maddie, child. The world will never know. So that's where we end the episode. And you know, I'm really just concerned about all these children. I ain't gonna lie. Like, where is their mamas at? I need to do like a parent-teacher conference, okay? Like, I'm concerned, okay, for everybody but Nate, okay? Because I don't care what happens to him. Love the episode. I thought it was great getting the backstory on Cal, but it didn't give me enough to make me understand why the hell he's such a trash-ass person. So, you know, great episode per usual. And I would love to know what y'all thought about it. Comment down below and let me know. Goodbye.